Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Frank J. Williams. Mr. Williams served as Chief Justice of the Rhode Island Supreme Court from 2001 to 2008. In 2003, he was invited by President George W. Bush through the Secretary of Defense to be a member of what was then the Military Commission's Review Panel for tribunals to be held in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. The Military Commissions Act 2006 created the Court of Military Commission Review, on which our speaker serves as the Chief Judge. Chief Justice Williams is also one of the nation's leading authorities on the life and times of Abraham Lincoln and one of the country's foremost Lincoln collectors, having amassed a private library and archive that is one of the nation's largest and finest. He has served since 1996 as founding chairman of the Lincoln Forum, a national assembly of Lincoln and Civil War devotees, and served for 9 years as president of the Abraham Lincoln Association. Chief Justice Williams has also served since 1990 as president of the Ulysses S. Grant Association, and by agreement with that organization, the U.S. Grant Presidential Collection is housed by Mitchell Memorial Library here on our campus. For his early contributions to the Lincoln field, he was awarded the honorary doctorate by Lincoln College, 1987, and the Lincoln Diploma of Honor from Lincoln Memorial University in 2002. Chief Justice Williams is the author or editor of several books on Lincoln and is working on an annotated bibliography on all of the Lincoln titles published since 1865. Born in Cranston, Rhode Island, our speaker received his bachelor's degree in government and history from Boston University and then entered the military service. He rose to the rank of captain in the U.S. Army and served in Vietnam, where he won the Bronze Star among many other decorations, including the Republic of Vietnam Gallantry Cross with Silver Star for Valor. Justice Williams earned his law degree from Boston University in 1970 and later received a master's degree in taxation. He has been a visiting lecturer at the Rhode Island School of Design and is now an adjunct professor at Roger Williams University School of Law in the U.S. Naval War College. Please join me in giving a Mississippi State welcome to our commencement speaker, Chief Justice Frank Williams.
Thank you and good evening. I am honored to be with all 1,248 of you, including 29 of my fellow veterans, along with 11 receiving your commissions in the United States Army and Air Force. Let me thank President Mark Keenum, distinguished faculty and staff, your beloved relatives and friends, and especially you, the members of the class of 2011, for welcoming me here today. I am proud to be here at MSU, a land-grant university made possible by my hero, President Abraham Lincoln, with his approval of the Morrill Act in 1862. Lincoln would be proud of all that you are accomplishing here, especially the hard work of Professor John Marsalick and his staff for the tireless efforts of the Ulysses S. Grant Association, who are laboring to preserve the 18th President's correspondence and papers, and the leadership of Library Dean Francis Coleman, who was responsible for bringing this wonderful project here with trust built on a phone call with me without all the formalities of complicated legal contracts. It's bad business for lawyers, really. Interim Presidents Vance Watson and Roy Ruby gave their enthusiastic support of this project from the beginning, with President Keenum continuing MSU's vigorous and passionate commitment. Around the country, many find the idea of the union's top general having his papers at MSU, in the heart of the old Confederacy. It's difficult for them to understand. Well, Abraham Lincoln knew all along that this would happen. Do you know that during the Civil War campaign in 1864, Lincoln prepared Grant to come to MSU? He told him, "Hold on with a bulldog grip and chew and choke as much as possible." Congratulations, class of 2011. This is truly a time to celebrate. You have worked incredibly hard for the privilege of receiving a degree from this fine institution. Parents, this is also a time for you to celebrate. By now, you are relieved to have paid what you thought was the final tuition bill, and soon you will watch your investment walk across the stage. Unfortunately for many of you, your investment will parade back into your homes, where rent, laundry, and cable television are free. There will be, I assure you, more bills. On an occasion like this, it is natural that I would think back to my own graduation. I can assure you that I had no idea who the speaker was or what he said. I have no illusions that your experience is going to be any different. Much as I did, you want a short speech, since you too are not going to remember who your speaker was anyway. Frank J. Williams, W-I-L-L-I-A-M-S. You know that I have come to you all the way from the distant state of Rhode Island, and I know I talk funny, but I am proud to be here with all you dogs. It was not long ago that you arrived here at MSU. You entered a world of strangers and left everything familiar behind. Together you became acclimated with your new environment. You attended the drill and celebrated the spirit and excitement that is part of being an MSU Bulldog. You proudly walked the halls of Colvard Student Union, donning the signature MSU maroon and white. And you rang cowbells. Respectfully, of course. And what about that Bulldog win over Michigan in the Gator Bowl? That will never be forgotten. Nor your 3 straight wins of the Golden Egg Trophy. Over that school up north. I am sure you have many fond memories of MSU, but it is now time for you to evolve further. As you enter this next stage of your life, you should be proud of all that you have accomplished, but know that you will need to adapt once more. This time, the challenges will be more difficult. Through no fault of your own, you are entering this world at a time when our nation is crippled by a distressed economy, conflicting policies, and an unavoidable war on terror. It is not your generation that is to blame. My generation is partly to blame. We let millions of citizens of this great nation fall into poverty. We left this country vulnerable, opening the door for the terrorist attacks that forever changed the nation on 9/11. And as represented by the gridlock in Washington, we are a house divided. As Abraham Lincoln said in 1858, just before the Civil War, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." I do not expect the house to fall, but I do expect it will cease to be divided. In a recent report released by a German foundation, America ranked among the bottom of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development countries in areas of social justice. Only Greece, Chile, Mexico, and Turkey scored lower than the United States. As Lincoln said in 1862, in the midst of war, "It is not, can any of us imagine better, but can we all do better?" We can all do better. I take comfort, however, in knowing that our nation has prevailed despite tough times. It is up to you to seize life. You, the new leaders of America, are charged with an important duty: the preservation of democracy. Our nation needs men and women like you to help bind up its wounds. I am confident that you are well equipped to do just that. Through the efforts of hard-working Americans like you, who cherish patriotism, loyalty, friendship, family, service, and sacrifice, all will yet be well again. As I was thinking of the message for today, I noticed a column in the New York Times titled "The Life Report." David Brooks asked his more elderly and seasoned readers to write a brief report on their lives so far, an evaluation of what they did well, of what they did not do so well, and what they learned along the way, and to give a grade in each area. As you begin a new chapter in your life, I'd like you to think about your life report. What will you make of yourself, keeping in mind that life is hard and bad things happen? How will you make a difference? In 20 or 30 or 40 years from now, what will be your life report? Whether your actions and decisions affect one community, another person, or a nation, someone will remember how you lived your life. The choices you make will create the legacy for which you are remembered. Life will pass you by if you sleep in late. Get up, get out there, and stay awake. Make every day better than the last. One person can make a difference. Democracy is a living thing. It requires our nourishment to breathe. In your time at MSU, you have achieved greatness. Well, maybe close to greatness. But you now have a broader mission in the friction and abrasion of life. For our republic to survive and prosper, you need to reserve some time for service. So put those iPhones down. Volunteer, run for office, serve in the military, join the Peace Corps, or teach for America. And don't forget the other things in life that matter: your family, your friends, this university, your faith, and the people who helped you achieve greatness. Your futures are bright. You sit on the bottom rung of a very tall ladder. Let passion fuel your journey to the top. Sometimes you will succeed, and sometimes you will fail in your endeavors. You need political courage and fire in your belly to make the best decisions and judgments. And if you make a mistake, which all of us do, there is in this great nation redemption and forgiveness. Do not let the possibility of failure prevent you from pursuing the success, or you will lose out on the sweetest part of this dream. So, reinstill faith in our country, which is, after all, in the words of Abraham Lincoln, the last best hope of earth. Now go forth and be amazing. May God bless you.